ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. We are the Sideline Junkies. This is the Sunday Rise. Today's show, we're going to bring you through a couple of topics. First and foremost, we're going to update you on the NFL. We're going to go through our top 4 college women's teams of all time. We got another list where we're going to go through the conference championship games today in the women's tournament. And then I think we end up with what you eating. What did I miss?
I think that's everything.
All right. So with that being said, the guy with the lights that makes him extra bright, that's the gentleman Jack. I'm the Midnight Rider. Our show's host is the big guy KG. And with that all being said, I'm going to turn the show over to him. Welcome to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, everybody. We got a good slate for you. First and foremost, how's everybody feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm really good.
Jack? Mute monster already.
Dang.
He just talking. Talking.
Mute monster. Yeah.
Wait,
man, I ain't hit no buttons, y'all. But y'all can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm chilling. I'm easy like a Sunday morning. It's a beautiful Sunday morning out there today, y'all. Beautiful.
Well, today's date is March 9th. Sam already checking in. What's happening, Sam? I only know if Sam went to bed after last night.
Man, Sam
we had a barn burner of a show for the WrestleManiacs last night. Go ahead and check that out on all your streaming platforms.
Sam is a very good boy.
Sam said the guy with the lights that shines them bright during the night that brings us to Sunday Rise. Hey, right. Bars, man. Bars. Today is March 9th, 2025. And on today's agenda, I got the suitcase up in the Central. Go to room 112 and tell them Lonko sent you. Now let's go. NFL signings. Like I said, Midnight Rider, pull my coat and follow me on this one.
I got you, baby.
NFL signings. Jonathan Allen. This is not a signing. This was a release. But none of these are official until what? March 12th?
Boom.
March 11th. Correct?
The 12th.
The 12th. Okay. I'm gonna go through some of these signings. Boss BJ's down there if I didn't say that. So I'm gonna go through them and just tell me thumbs up or thumbs down. Zach Ertz comes back to the Commanders for I think what $6 million?
6.25.
And it could be worth up to 9.
Yep. Pretty much the same deal they gave with less guarantees.
Let's start with the gentleman Jack. Go with the Midnight Ride and the Boss BJ.
I give him thumbs up on that move. Ain't too much. And Zach Ertz is reliable, mature vet. Came from a winning program in Philly. You can't lose with re-signing Zach Ertz at this price. You can't lose. Midnight Rider.
I gave it a thumbs up too. He's perfect. I mean, he already has a relationship with the quarterback, and that's the one thing that has changed your season all year. Your ability to go forward on 4th downs or 3rd and shorts and convert.
The only thing I'll add to that is that if you can take advantage of him, maybe mentoring a tight end coming in, if you got somebody on your board that, because you got that veteran leader that everybody respects in the locker room, then you take advantage of that also, because he's just the type of guy. You're under his wing. He's going to show you the way if you want to learn. We always say that you have to be willing to learn. But if they can find a young stud somewhere in a draft or maybe even free agency off somebody else's team, a number 2 that might need some tutelage, this is the time to go do that. But thumbs up.
I agree with everybody. The whole entire panel, thumbs up, because Zach Ertz has been a consummate pro his whole entire career. And he came here, and a lot of people say, man, why are we signing Zach Ertz? Then at the end of the season, man, we got to re-sign Zach Ertz. We got to bring him back.
Well, that was also because everybody they were saying that his nickname was No Yak Zach. So he would catch the ball and fall. So that's part of what it was. And everybody was like, plus he hasn't been healthy. So those were all the knocks. So it made sense to some extent. But sometimes you gotta let stuff play out.
Can I say something on that real quick? Everybody's not gonna get yak. Sometimes you need a guy that can read the defense, be that cushion, that safety blanket for Jaden Daniels, and always be open. You might get 7 yards, you might get 4, you might get 12, and you might not get any more, but you're moving the ball and a guy can get open and he knows where to go, where to sit. And sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, was Jason Witten known for yak? Jason Witten was known for clutch catches.
I think Jason Witten got more yak. I recall seeing him get a lot more running after the catch.
But he was known for clutch catches. A lot of times he would make a catch and go down, and there'd be a big first down. So I'm not pressed over that.
But some of Ertz, the catches Ertz made in the playoffs on the big 4th down plays and whatnot, they were 4th and 6. Ertz got 6.5. You can sit on routes like that. I think they were talking in Philly. He was doing a lot of that falling and not getting the runs on wide open plays. But when you got a 4th and 6, Ertz is going to give you 6.5.
Right. Sam says Freestyle Friday challenge could fill in the Friday open slot on the Sideline Junkies. We got a DJ for it. Matty Ice said, hi guys, have a good show. Time to go on airplane mode. First flight to BWI, then to Boston. Oh shoot, you coming into the city and then transferring and going to Boston? Good grief, we'd have known that. We should have met you at BWI, did the show.
Safe travels, man.
Definitely safe travels. Timothy Watkins. Tim says thumbs up on the Celtics over the Lakers last night. That was a good game.
2 thumbs up, Tim. 2 thumbs up.
I use the wrong finger.
Next up,
thumbs up, dog.
I'm just going through some of the important ones. I'm not going through all of them. Marcus Davenport goes back to the Detroit Lions for 1 year, 4.75. I'll give my thoughts. Jack, you got it.
You're telling me Davenport got re-signed by the Lions?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that one. Yeah, that's good locking him up. I'm not. Maybe Midnight Rider might have a little more to say on that one. I didn't check that one out.
Detroit needs all the defensive linemen they can get. So, I mean, you got to remember this team was demolished last season due to injury. So, just bring back a couple guys that you didn't get a chance to see in their full glory. So, yeah, keep it going. Go ahead, B.
Nah, I definitely agree with that. You gotta, like you said, team decimated, and you know what you're getting. So bring him back and kind of just build on that.
I'm gonna say this. If a lot of people weren't here during this time, we used to do the draft show audio live we recorded audio during the draft. And I remember sitting at the table, we were talking about draft picks, and I had my 3x5 cards, and I was like, Marcus Davenport has to be picked. If he lasts, I think Washington had a top 10 pick. I was like, if he lasts that long, they got to get him. He's a good edge rusher out of University of Texas, San Antonio. You got to grab him. If you don't grab him, grab Vita V. And da-da-da-da-da. I'm sitting there. I still have the card with all of his stats from UTSA on it. And I swear, I was so high on this dude coming out the draft. And he was drafted by New Orleans. This is 2018.
That's the John Allen year.
Huh?
I think that's the John Allen year.
I think so. 2018? I think that is. Because Vita V went the pick before. Davenport went the 2 picks before. I think did he go? He was 14. But either way.
Do you have the contract? What's the contract?
1 year, $4.75 million.
Okay, because he got a little injury thing going on. So he only played 4 games the previous season and 2 this season. So I think this is probably going to be one of those make or break deals where we got to see if he can stay healthy. We you know we right you know we can see the talent, but we got to make sure you stay healthy to kind of we can get the benefits from it. So it's probably one of them prove yourself deals.
Agreed. Agreed. Um, that draft, that 2018 draft, that was the Deron Payne draft. Payne was drafted at 13. Vita V went at 12, Payne went at 13, and Davenport went at 14. I'm gonna run through a couple of these. You tell me which one you like. Hollywood Brown goes back to the Chiefs on a 1-year deal, $11 million. Gesicki goes back to the Bengals, 3-year deal, $25.5 million. This one's for BJ. Greg Rousseau, 4-year, $80 million extension, 54 guaranteed with the Bills.
That's nice right there. And they tightened up Bernard too. So I was wondering if BJ was going to talk about that. That Buffalo defense was stout all year. So I think locking these two guys up really helps y'all out, BJ.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're stout during the regular season, and then they have historically bad defenses on elimination games. So, and one of the things I had talked about all year, and I don't know if y'all remember, and I said the emergence of Terrell Bernard is probably going to be the unfortunate cutting of Matt Milano because of Matt Milano's injury history. So you tighten up Bernard because he's become that guy. And then Russo, and I just talked about this with Ertz. You had Von Miller, which they just cut, and I really give credit to Von Miller. I don't think enough people do to his development. Um, I still don't think he's a top 10 guy. I think he's that 10 to 20 guy. But I think his ceiling is still he hasn't reached his ceiling yet of pass rushing. Maybe he can become that guy, but we just didn't see it. We just got to go back to the AFC Championship. Nobody touched Patrick Mahomes, to a point where we saw with the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's the difference makers you're looking for. And even Brandon Beane said it in his press conference. They need that guy. And then it's crazy because after he said that, Myles Garrett becomes available, Trey Hendrickson becomes available, Joey Bosa gets cut. So Buffalo still got to make some moves, but I'm glad they're taking care of their guys. And then we got to see how James Cook plays out.
And you mentioned Bernard, 4-year, $50 million extension. BJ said it. It was breaking news. Bills just cut Von Miller. Here's a question. A lot of teams cut and then bring back players because they need to drop the contract, but then need to drop the money down. You think that's a thing with the Bills?
I hope not, because with Von Miller, I hope not. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but they gamble on Von Miller to see if they can get whatever he got left in the tank. Unfortunately, he gets hurt and he never comes back the same. You can see it. You can see it at times where he has a little burst off the line, but it's not the Von Miller that that won the Super Bowl with the Rams. It's not even that. We don't have to go back any further than that. I don't know how that plays in. You have, they got to tighten up their cap. They got to decide what to do with James Cook. They got to decide if, they're bringing back Amari Cooper. I'm thumbs down to Amari Cooper. I'm good with the other receivers we have. But there's some other financial issues that the Bills have to take care of. Then they have to decide if they're going to go get a proven pass rusher to upgrade this defense. So there's a lot of things the Bills have to do. But if I'm Brandon Beane, I'm not bringing Von Miller back.
Well, since we talking Bills real quick, do you go after a Bosa? Do you go after a John Allen?
No, I don't need John Allen. I need somebody on the edge. John Allen hasn't proven to me, and that's why the Commanders have released him, that when it's that time, we talk about it all the time. When it's that time, when you need to get to the quarterback, it's only a handful of guys. And the crazy thing is, it's 3 of those guys on the market right now. It's 3 of them right now on it that can get to the quarterback that's proven. I don't know why Cincinnati is letting their guy even test the market. I just because you just don't get. I believe didn't Henderson lead the league in sacks last year.
Yep.
I believe he did.
Yeah, you just don't find guys like that off the street. You don't, and you got to take care of your quarterback. You got to take care of your elite pass rushers. So with Bosa, Hendrickson, and Myles Garrett, fighting Cleveland for a trade, I think that's a move Buffalo has to make. If you go back to the games they've lost to the Chiefs, I think they're scoring 32 and allowing 36 or something like that. They cannot. I've been saying it for the last 4 years. They cannot get to the quarterback when it counts. And I don't know. I think a lot of it is scheme also, but sometimes it can't be all about scheme. Sometimes you just have to be that guy and put somebody on their ass and get to the quarterback. And we don't have that guy. Russo, you can see it at times, but Myles Garrett does it. Hendrickson does it. Bosa does it. They've proven it. So do you go get that proven guy? And if you go get that proven guy, how do you fit him into the cap? And that's what Brandon Beane is good at. He's really good at moving cap space around. I'm pretty sure he already has something on the books on how to reroute some contracts and make some money work. So,
well, the thing with Hendrickson is,
you had to choose of all.
Henderson is only available because you got to pay the 2 wide receivers in Cincinnati. And whatever you get back, because this draft class is deep, you can. It may not be Hendrickson's production, but you can get you a good D end and a good D tackle. Because I think what Cincinnati needs to do is throw all their resources, or as much as possible, at this defense to make it better, so they can get themselves a chance next year.
So true. I mean, that was the thing with Cincinnati last year. Can we outscore our opponent? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little defensive help. Joey B be right back in action.
Now here's a question. Out of all the free agent signings, which one was your favorite that you say, yeah, that right there, that's it?
I don't know if I have one that says that's it, but the one that made the most sense to me was the Russo deal, because it puts him right where he is. They didn't overpay for him. They gave him just the right amount of money, but he's a 20 million kind of guy. He's not upper echelon where you get into the 25 and the 30 million range. He's right in the right spot. So I thought his was one of the better signings, because you take care of something that's important, which is your pass rush. And hopefully now you just figure out what you do on the other side and you go from there. And you pray for health.
Mm-hmm. I think Ronnie Stanley, the Baltimore, is a nice pickup again. I think he was in Baltimore. He started in Baltimore, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Lamar needs that. What do you think he's going to play? Is he going to play the right side or the left side, Midnight Rider?
He's been their left tackle all along. So
think he's okay. Think he's still.
Yeah, he stays there. It doesn't change.
Handle left. Sometimes the boys go over to the right side later in their career.
I totally understand that. I get that, but I think this signing and the amount you paid for him, I think that makes it say he stays left.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think they already got the kid that they drafted from Washington, Rudengarden or something like that, is playing their right tackle. So I think they're set there.
Gotcha.
J-Dub checking in with the good morning, fellas.
Hey, Bubba.
V. Williams showing love as usual. Good morning, Miss V.
Oh man.
Jeff says Bills need an edge rusher. Yeah, now that you done lost Von Miller, you do. And
No. You always needed one.
You always
needed one before that.
You needed one the last 3 or 4 seasons. You were hoping, like I said, Von could give you some flashes, and it just hasn't been it. Real quick, I got 2 favorite signings. The Eagles extending Saquon.
Saquon, yeah.
They took care of him, and it's just another slap in the face to the Giants. And I love that because that's in division, and that's just gonna make Saquon even more dangerous, getting that money, getting taken care of, and showing a team showing you like we got you. He's gonna be dangerous, even more dangerous next year. And I actually like the other Buffalo sign. I like them taking care of Terrell Bernard. I really like that because he's become the anchor of the defense. He's become the leader of the linebackers. And it's I got to give credit to Brandon Beane because it's like everybody rants and raves about Matt Milano. He goes down, and then you bring a guy in that does what Matt Milano does and is more athletic, which is that I think that's my knock on Milano the last couple seasons, and I'll go back to the 13-second game where Kelsey beat him in that corner for that TD. It's just, he just for everything else he just lacks that speed and that get off the line. If he had that, it'd be awesome. But Terrell Bernard and Saquon Barkley for me.
If I gotta choose, and I'm not to be a homer, and I gotta choose as a respected up and coming journalist, I like what the Raiders did when they signed Kappa, and also getting the trade for Geno. I like the moves that the Raiders are making. It's like they're trying to win now. Those are the Kappa signing. I said that to Midnight Rider. I was like, why didn't we go after Kappa? I mean, we need somebody to fill in for Cosme right now. And that's what he did. You see the shaking of the head. But we got Cosme being out for probably 9 games. And that's only because he may be ready to come back week 2 or 3. But you got the PUP list. He's going to be on PUP. So, and you can't come back before week 9 for that. So, just a stopgap, not long term, just a stopgap. That's all I was looking for. But I like what they did there. So, switching gears real quick, we got to talk about what Angel Reese had to say. Now, she's saying she was misquoted, and people are taking her comments out of context.
What was misquoted?
What she said was,
please.
She said Angel Reese and Dejanay Carrington, they were discussing the CBA of the WNBA, and the comment was, if we don't get what we want. Now this was on SportsCenter. It was on SportsCenter and ESPNW's IG page. I'm hearing if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And it's been talk. Earl Lone's checking in. What's happening, Earl?
So where's the misunderstanding there? That was pretty clear cut.
Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, what she's saying she was misunderstood at was, I didn't say we were striking or we need to be paid like the men, which prior to this, they were talking about being paid by the men, like the men are paid. We're not paid as much. My rent's $8,000. I only make this much and that much. And it was so much said. And now she's saying she's being misquoted. And people are online say, oh, y'all just love misquoting Angel Reese. Fellas, as WNBA supporters, I'm a fan myself. Mm-hmm. Talking like this, do you agree or disagree that it hurts the product that's already struggling, not as much as it was a couple of years ago, but do you think talking like this hurts the product that you're trying to build up? Start with the gentleman, Jack.
Absolutely, 100% yes, most definitely. I don't understand how you can misunderstand we want to get paid like the men. That's what I heard. That's what I saw in type. You want to get paid by the men, get the endorsements and the advertisement deals coming in like the men. Fill the seats like the men. Ticket prices. There's a lot of things because You look at this league, 3 years ago, NBA was bankrolling this league. So you gotta make some money before you get paid some money, in my opinion. And like I say, Angel Reese is out here doing all these endorsements now. So why is she tripping on money? If she's not tripping on money, then excuse me, I misunderstood. Midnight Rider, what you got?
I think she needs to worry about her game more than anything else, because the last couple of clips I've seen of her, she's looked terrible. She need to stop being a superstar and actually be a basketball player and work on something, because it looks like she got worse in some of the unraveled stuff that I watch. But back to the comment, I mean, I think they're crazy if they want to get paid like the men. I think they're trying to self-destruct something that they're building. Like, you're building a product, you're gaining a following, you're getting young ladies to come in the league. The Angel, I mean, not Angel Reese, but you're starting to get the Julie Watkins, the Paige Buckers. Like, you're getting a nice influx of young talent. You're starting to expand the league. Like, get some things in place first before you start taking time off, because you're at the time now, even though it's the summer. I mean, it's easy for teams or people to forget you because they got baseball, they have basketball, you got hockey playoffs. So it's easy to get forgotten. And you got your niche of fans, but if you're trying to grow it, you got to keep it around and keep it active so people can jump in and join in.
Man, I'm so tired of having this conversation. I really am. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's just simple economics. You don't have enough people at the games, and I'm pretty sure over the last year with her and Caitlin Clark coming in, giving the league that injection helped a lot. But here's the thing, and I agree with Midnight Rider 100%. And when we start talking about how we were putting this show together today, I said something about it. And Midnight Rider just alluded to it. In 2 or 3 seasons, Angel Reese is going to be out of the league. So this isn't going to matter. This is just pure greed talking because she wants to live a certain way and wants to have certain things and live flashy. That's on you. But her game doesn't keep up with her mouth at all. And there are an influx of seniors, juniors, and sophomores that are sitting, waiting to come in this NBA, WNBA, that are going to blow past Angel Reese. She needs to be doing less talking, and she needs to be in the gym working on basic stuff, handling, rebounding, shooting. Okay? Now, they might get paid like the men in a little bit because the men ain't doing too damn good. Nobody's watching that garbage ass league. I mean, let's keep it a buck. The NBA right now is suffering, and that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show. We just go back to the All-Star game. Like, this is probably the worst, definitely in my life. Yeah, this is the worst in my lifetime. This is the worst in my lifetime that the NBA has been, because Magic and Bird came in when I was born. So before that, the league was in a bad shape before they came in. But since then, up until I want to say around mid 2010s, this league has been suffering. You got, I think, I'm trying to remember the number. It's something ridiculous. I think it's 775 million that the 76ers have tied up in Embiid, George, and is it Maxey? And they're not even playing. They're not even attempting to play. That's the crazy. And I won't put Maxey in that because he's been a dog. But yeah, like, and not to go too far off, but Miss Reese, you won't be in the league soon. I'm just going to say that, okay? If she's on a team, it's just purely because she's a name. It's not because she's super skilled. So she's worrying about the wrong things. She got the podcast going. She got this going. She got that going. Enjoy yourself while you can, because there's some actual women that's coming out of college that can play ball.
The NBA is going down because of the youngsters' disrespect of the OGs and the load management crap. So there's multiple reasons why I think NBA is falling, and some of these younger guys talking about, what was it? I don't want to be the face of the franchise or some stuff like that. I think I heard Alexander or Edwards said that. But I think that's losing some of the older NBA fans because of the disrespect for the old heads.
I pulled up an article on Fox News of all places, and as I'm reading through the article, because I'm trying to get some more comments of some other things, they went totally left, and they started talking about Caitlin Clark, and I'm like, okay, you're talking about Angel Reese, and I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. When you're talking about Angel Reese, you don't have to talk about, if you're talking about Angel Reese and what she said on her recent podcast, and it had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, why are you bringing Caitlin Clark into it? Well, she did that ring celebration in the championship game. Yeah, she was saying she was getting the ring. Come on now. But nobody talks about Caitlin Clark, who's a baller, waving off old girl from South Carolina when she was getting ready to shoot a three. She wasn't even gonna check it. She waved her off. I thought that was gangster as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. But everybody doesn't see it the same. But I'll say this. Angel Reese, and I disagree with BJ because Angel Reese is a baller.
Guys,
she has to play her game.
Can I interrupt for some breaking news?
What you got?
The Browns and Myles Garrett have reached an agreement on a record contract extension that averages $40 million per year and includes $123.5 million guaranteed money, and now makes him the highest paid non-QB in NFL history, and that's per Adam Schefter on Instagram Threads 8 minutes ago.
Wow.
Good grief.
So go ahead and take Myles Garrett off the market.
Wow.
I don't know why he was on the market, to be honest with you, because
that might have been his tactic to get more money.
There you go. You just finished the sentence. That's the sentence I was making. I think this whole thing was either you're gonna do one or two things. You're either gonna extend me for more money, or you want to trade me. And since you're saying you don't want me to, you want to keep me or whatever, now you got to show me the money. And that's exactly what it was.
I didn't think he was going nowhere.
I think it was the vocal crowd in Washington, maybe a couple people in Buffalo that were thinking about it and worried about it. But I think everybody else was like, I think Cleveland's dug in here and nothing's going to happen. And that's what it was.
I'll give it to him. But I got to disagree with the boss, BJ, with what he said about Angel Reese. I think she's a baller. She has to play her game. Does she have to develop her game? Everybody has to develop. The league changes every year. And if you don't develop and you don't move around, you'll be out of the league. And I'm seeing a lot of girls, ladies, being released and stuff like that, and they're top draft picks. And, stuff like that. But these comments and, the criticism of fans, like, you can't criticize the people that's buying your product because they're not going to buy your product. But you can't say, hey, we should be paid like this. Now, remember a few years ago, and this is nothing new. A few years ago, remember Asia Wilson? She was going on and on about it. And then the last 2 years, she's been talking about how she's disrespected. Nobody knows her name. I'm an MVP. And everybody was like, we don't watch the WNBA. We stopped watching the WNBA in the mid-2000s because the ladies that was coming through then, they didn't rock the boat to the point where, we should be getting paid like this and we should be getting paid like that. You knew who they were and you knew who could bowl. You knew who could bowl because the product was in your face. Every Saturday and Sunday, it was on ABC. Well, it was on NBC at the time. Then it moved to ABC. Tell me where you can watch a WNBA game outside of ESPN during the season.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Don't they got two networks they use on the side now? Like True or something like that.
But do you see, you can't say
or Ion.
Yeah, they're using True and TNT.
Okay, now see, that's the thing. You can say that definitively, but did you have to look that up, or did you know that off the top of your head?
I knew they had other outlets, but
I'm saying definitively, did you have to look that up, or did you know that off the top of your head?
I mean, it was on the top of my head just because I knew they had others, but I just don't know what the channels are. And really, I gotta see them to. Like, if you ask me now, what day does the season start? When's the draft? I don't know. They already had the draft.
When does it start? July?
Yeah, the draft starts. The draft is the day after the women's national championship every year. It's the day after. But my point is, the WNBA doesn't get enough exposure. And I mean, granted, controversy creates cash. Thank you, Eric Bischoff. But they don't get enough exposure. And Big Jim said this, almost 8 years ago. If you advertise the WNBA the way you advertise the NBA, and they had more outlets to be on, and they were on during the week and stuff like that in primetime slots where you could actually watch the games and you could watch the lineups, and it wasn't tilted towards one team, but you could watch everybody, the WNBA would do a lot more. They would do a lot more revenue, and they would do a lot more numbers.
I don't agree with that. If you put bull riding on prime time, nobody's going to watch that. You have to want to watch it. Something has to draw you to it, right? And the whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing coming out drew us to it. The only reason I know A'ja Wilson is because she was begging for a shoe deal once Caitlin Clark got hers. I don't know who she is, MVP or not. You were begging for a shoe deal, jealous because Caitlin Clark got hers before you. That's how I know who A'ja Wilson is. So let's not pretend this is a good product. Do we support it? Yeah, but this isn't a good product. This product isn't good enough to be on prime time, or it would be on prime time. You still got NBA games in prime time where the number one, number two guys for each team sitting out, and they still in prime time.
Now, but the WNBA's numbers over the last few seasons have been on the rise. They've had the WNBA finals had record numbers this past season.
Why?
Just like
why did they have record numbers?
Because everybody was interested. It's the residual effect of the women's tournament the last 3 years. That's what it is. Yes. The women's NCAA basketball tournament has had a residual effect because you got the women's basketball tournament. Everybody's hyped up off of that because they're doing numbers. Watching Juju, watching the South Carolina women, watching Notre Dame. You got a wave that everybody's on, and it kind of flows right into the WNBA, and everybody tries to get there because they want to see these ladies at the next level.
Exactly. So you're proving our point. It's not because of their MVP, A'ja Wilson. But if she's mad, you don't know who she is. Baby, I don't know who you are. And you're the MVP of the league, but I do know who these ladies are coming out of college because their game is exciting.
I mean, let's call it what it is. The effect on the WNBA is the Caitlin Clark effect.
Why are we talking about this for 20 minutes?
I don't know. Caitlin Clark is the reason for the season. So
thank you, Ryder. It's not Angel Reese. They wanted to make it. They're trying to make it Bird versus Magic, but the other person isn't skilled enough for it to be Bird versus Magic.
Amen.
Now, if you wanted to be Bird versus George Mirasan, we can maybe that's yeah, and maybe I'm doing a discredit to George Mirasan. But you don't have the other person that came in isn't skilled enough for it to be a competitive thing. So Midnight Rider just said, this is the Caitlin Clark Show. Welcome to the Caitlin Clark Show featuring the WNBA. Sit back and watch and relax. When Juju come out, and a couple other ladies that their name escaped me, but I have been following them because now with this whole like the big guy KG say with the tournament eating up the last couple of years. I mean, they've been eating the women's NCAA tournament. I'm gonna give credit. They have been eating the last 3 years. It's been must-watch TV. You want to watch it. So you're not going to beg me to watch it. You're not going to pull me in and say, just because you want to make the millions and millions and have this. No, you got to earn that. And until this league gets out of the red, it's not feasible. We have to stop spending 20 minutes talking about it. This is a moot point.
Okay. Well, final thought is Angel Reese is basically just like, give me the loot. So I get it. Earl Owens said, no disrespect, but women's game ain't the same. How could they even think they get paid even close to the men? You don't bring in enough money to do that. You got to bring in that revenue. Mm-hmm. Sam said that Curry, LeBron, Luka, Jimmy Butler parlay is golden 100.
Well, yesterday.
Yeah, they balled out. I know LeBron left early, but I think he
only had 20, didn't he?
If you had him in the parlay.
I don't know what the parlay was.
Speaking of the women's tournament, we did the top 4 favorite men's team college basketball teams of all time. Now we're going to do our top 4 women's college basketball teams of all time. So, without further ado, are you gentlemen ready for this?
Sure.
All right.
I got one.
Let's start. You got one?
Got one.
Let's start off with number 4. Jack Carr.
My number 4 is going to be a 38-0 squad from 2016. UConn Huskies that beat the brakes off Syracuse, 82-51. That's that squad that had Breanna Stewart on it. Morgan Tuck had a big game in the national championship after only averaging 5 or 6 points a game for the season. I want to say she had a 15, 17-point game that day. And that was a team that had a young Nafisha Collier on it, too. So Ogino put together a nice 38-0 team on that 2016 UConn Huskies. I like that team at my number 4. Minerata, what you got?
The 2018-2019 University of Notre Dame team with Enrique. That's probably one of the first times in the last couple of years that I really paid attention with her shooting the shots and fading away and falling out of bounds and winning ball games late. Do we go KG and let BJ?
No, okay. I think I got a 4, 3, and a 1.
All right.
Okay. So for number 4, I think I'm gonna go with 84 USC with Cheryl Miller.
Okay.
Ooh.
29-4.
Nice.
I'm going through the list and I got a couple lists up and I want to pay homage to the older teams, not because we've had some really good women's teams the last 20 years, but that's doing a disservice to the 80s and the 70s teams.
Yeah.
So give me for my number 4, give me the 84 USC team with Cheryl Miller, Linda Sharp as their coach, and they did win the championship. Cynthia Cooper. Donna Carter. Like I said, Pam McGee. Cheryl Miller. Loaded.
Yeah. On Thursday, we did the men's, and we did 12 teams. If you count 3 of us times 4, and we had 1 duplicate. I don't think we can have a duplicate here on the ladies' side, but let's see, KG, what you got?
Number 4, the 1995 UConn women's team, 35-0. You had Jennifer Rosati on that team. Rebecca Lobo, of course, she's married to one of my favorite columnists, and Steve Russian. You had Nikisha Sales as a freshman. Man, you can't beat this. They were 18-0 in the conference, 35-0 overall, and they just ran through everything. They were ladies X-Lax, if you will. They beat Tennessee 70-64 in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, Jack Carr.
This is about as far back as I can go. 90s, I wasn't too much into women's college basketball before that. This team came 32-1. I go with the 1990 Stanford Cardinal. They beat Auburn 88-81. They trailed big at halftime, if I can recall. Jennifer Ozzie was on that team. Katie Steeding, Tricia Stevens, and they had that coach, Vanderveer. I thought she was just mean looking, dude. So that's my number three, the 1990 Stanford team that beat Auburn in that hell of a game. Because I want to say Stanford was down almost 20 points at one point in the first half. So that was a hell of a comeback to win the national championship for Stanford. Midnight Rider, who you got at three?
The 1995 UConn Huskies with Nikisha Sales and company. KG already told you though about the team.
Is that a duplicate?
Yep.
I can't believe it.
But for me, one of my favorite players is Nikisha Sales. So that's kind of why they got on that list, because I paid attention to her during that time. Boss?
BJ?
Moving on, number three.
Yep.
Give me the 1980 Old Dominion squad.
ODU.
37-1. Led by Ann Donovan. Give me that squad.
Nice.
Number three, the 2006 Maryland Terps.
I knew they was going to get on the list.
Brenda Freese.
Of course. Brenda Freese, and like Brenda Freese, if Brenda Freese wanted to, she can run for governor in Maryland and win by a landslide. She can pretty much say, I'm gonna donate all the money, all the taxpayer money gonna go to the Terps basketball, men's and women's, and everybody be like, okay, yeah, good, yeah, we want that, yeah. That's how beloved Brenda Freese is in Maryland. She is loved. So that 2016, because nobody expected them to beat Notre Dame, and they did. Number two.
Deuce.
Jack Carr.
Number two. 40-0. 40-0 squad. They beat Notre Dame in the national championship game 80-61. And that team had Skylar Diggins-Smith on it, who's a big-time baller in the WNBA. I got the 2012 Baylor Bears with Odyssey Sims and a dog, Brittany Griner, man. I'll tell you, Brittany Griner in college, I want to say, man, she almost had 30 points in that championship game, and she had double-double. I definitely remember that. And she was just vicious. Now in the WNBA, she's inconsistent, in my opinion. But Brittany Griner on that 2012 Baylor team, she was a dog. And they had that coach over there, Mulkey. They was winners. 40-0. Number two, who you got, Midnight Rider?
Oh man, when you said that, you just made me think of another team. KG, I might need your help on the year. And if they won a national championship. But Simone Augustus at LSU, I think they had a title run. I can't remember if they won it.
What year-ish?
Hold on, I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. Hold on.
I think it's 19. Hold on, that's not it.
Couldn't have been 19. That's too recent. She came out of LSU in 2006.
I'm sorry for stalling the show out, but right when you said whatever you said, triggered Simone Augustus in my head, and she's another one of those people that were one of my favorite college players. I'll do the research and get the year, but whatever year LSU won it with Simone Augustus and company would be my team at number two.
I don't think they ever won it.
Okay. Then if that's the case, then I'm going to go with the 21-22 South Carolina Gamecocks. Keep it real simple.
All right.
He just wanted to say Gamecocks on air.
Knox.
Go ahead,
Is it
B.
on me? All right. Yep. So I don't have a number 2, so I'll get back to y'all at 1.
All right. Well, my number 2, I gotta put her on my list because of who she is and what she means. The 97-98 Tennessee Lady Volunteers. My homie, a coach that I would have loved to play for because she had an unethical way of practicing where she had men who would walk on for the men's team practice against her ladies to make her ladies tougher coming off of picks and everything else. And that's Pat Summitt. Rest in peace. I one of my favorite coaches to ever coach the game because I was so in love with her basketball mind. But that team was 39-0, ranked number 1 in the coaches and AP. And they went all the way. They were Big Apple Classic champs, Northern Lights Invitational champs, SEC regular season champs, SEC tournament champs, and NCAA tournament national champs. They had Shamik Holdsclaw, who else? Tamika Catchings.
They had everybody. Catchings, Randall, Jolly.
Nia Butts, LZ. Man, they had a squad. And you gotta love them. Gotta love them. So, number 1.
Number 1.
My number 1 is the 98 Tennessee Lady Vols 39-0 squad that beat Louisiana Tech 93-75. That was a very high-scoring women's national championship game, but damn, the talent they had at Tennessee was unreal. I mean, you got Holdsclaw and Catchings on the same team, both of them NCAA legends. And then playing for the great Pat Summitt, as KG said, man, I'd run through fire for her. That's my number 1. Dang, I did not think we would have multiple duplicates on this list. Wow, fellas.
Is it on me?
Oh, yes, sir.
My number 1, and I'm cheating here, is the 1996 to 1998 Tennessee Vols. Because that's the stretch that Shamika Holdsclaw was one of the.
I could have put 5 years worth of Connecticut together, Midnight Rider.
Huh?
I could have put 5 years worth of Connecticut teams together.
You tried to put every Duke team in on Thursday. You named every Duke championship team before we did the list. So hey, but no, seriously, I can't pick between them because
I feel you.
Holdsclaw was that person for me in the women's game. She's one of the reasons why I watched. And that was like, what was it? I was still in school then. So yeah, we was watching. I'd sit up in the room and I'd click over to whatever because I forgot what channels we had, and I'd watch Holdsclaw on them on ESPN on like Sunday mornings and watch them get it in, and there we go.
There we go. Watch your mom and them.
So I don't have a number 2 because I got 2 tied for 1.
Oh, do you?
So I won't say anything about, because y'all have already said it ad nauseum, the 98 Tennessee squad. I won't say anything else about the 98 Tennessee squad.
Is that right?
That is what it is. But my other squad, and I say this because this player had me mesmerized during this tournament. And that's the 2002 UConn Huskies with Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
It just seemed like she could not miss. Whatever she wanted to do with the ball, she did it against whoever she wanted to do it against. And she was just dominant. It's one of them things, and we just talked about it when we talked about players begging for more money. When somebody pulls you to the TV and you can't get up, you have to watch this because it's just like, goodness gracious. Like, when is she going to miss a shot? they know she's getting the ball and they can't stop her. Like that's what pulls you to the TV. So for me, number one tied 2002 UConn and 98 Tennessee. I believe both teams are undefeated. Yep, 39-0.
That's a good one in the Taurasi, because I just shared a post about Taurasi on several pages. The show where we gave Taurasi her love when we found out she was stepping down. And I identify her as the most decorated women's basketball player of all time. Y'all agree?
I'll just say one of, just because I don't have the all the stuff in front of me. I say love for sure.
Yeah, I think
it was a Mount Rushmore. She's on it.
I think she's the.
I think so. I think she is. I think they did pull that out and said that she was the most decorated.
Okay,
that's what I say. And I'll tell you, that post I shared got a lot of love too. So hopefully, that was just some good work by us junkies and bringing in some more viewers.
Hopefully.
There you go.
My number one, the 1987-88 Louisiana Tech Lady Texters with Teresa Witherspoon, Angie Lawson, and Venus Lacey. They won the championship with, what are they? They were 32-2. And Kim Mulkey was an assistant coach on that team.
What year was this?
87-88.
Okay.
And I've been since the start of the WNBA back in 97, I was a big Teresa Witherspoon fan when she played with the Liberty. She broke my heart in the championship game when she hit that 3/4 court shot when Houston was about to win, and she hit that shot and won the game. Broke my heart with that. But we still came out victorious and won the championship. But hey, first 4-peat. Shout out to Houston Comets. Hopefully coming back soon.
Who is this we?
What do you mean? Who is this we?
You know he's a Houston Comets fan.
I was a Houston Comets fan from day one.
No, I'm just saying you talking this we. I remember.
We.
Were you pulling the Joanna, man? You were out there too.
He goes to Joanna joint.
You go from a suit to some high heels and a what you call dominating the court.
We. He said we.
I mean, unlike some of us, I can say I've seen multiple championships from my WNBA teams. How about you?
You know what? I'm gonna counter that and say I got championships that were out the mud and matter. You got one of my teams on your list, the Maryland squad, the Lady Maryland squad, and the 2002 men's Maryland champions out the mud, beat who they need to beat to get there. Not given, not silver spoon, not gold spoon.
No.
Out of the mud championships. So yeah. We not a farm of players. We don't now credit to Brenda Free. She built something there. And the men's, Maryland now are doing their thing. But those they mean something. What my man was that when Michigan beat Ohio State and that man went viral? That shit means something to me.
Got some feelings.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. I ain't even gonna mess with you.
You said away from a what's her name? Kim Peratt? Did she get mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, one of the scrappiest guards to ever play the game, the great Kim Peratt. Rest in peace. Like I said, her picture used to hang on my wall constantly, man. She made me love defense. Don't hate on me, man. Don't hate because I got good taste and how to pick my WNBA team.
Whatever's hot.
Whatever's. They weren't even hot. Are you serious? Wow.
Was my mic hot? I'm sorry.
Wow. 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 Like, that's what you just said. Whatever's hot. Okay. Damn, my feelings are hurt.
That's your boy.
My feelings are definitely hurt. Like, did you?
Midnight Rider, you never responded to my WhatsApp message. We were trying to debut a new segment today, and I needed some approval. We're trying to run across the board.
What you talking about, Willis?
Hey, I got a hip jack one. I ain't never get a response from Midnight Rider, so I was just like, it must be trash.
I ain't see it.
Oh, man.
I got to send you an individual message, Jack, because it popped in my head, and I was like, oh. And sometimes instead of sending a message to the group, I send people individual messages.
Yeah, me too.
You know, so.
Huh.
But continue on.
I'm stunned, man. I'm just like, did you really just say that to me?
Well, I'm reading Sam's comment down the bottom. It said KG had hella posters.
But I did. BJ can tell you that I did.
Everywhere.
I had posters on the closet door. I had posters on the wall, and I had one of those drop down vents. You know, the vents that hang low. I had posters all across those. I had stuff all on my walls for years, man.
KG was the type of guy that he rotated posters. He's the type of guy that if a poster got taken down, it was coming back in rotation. Sometimes, it was just one of them things. Like, he gave everybody his flowers or their flowers. So yeah, poster central.
I had a few posters. I had some Boston Celtics, some Pete Rose, Farrah Fawcett, Jones, Cheryl Ladd, Jones. What else I had? Nah, that's about. I mean, I used to tape my baseball cards up on the wall, man. Damn, some of them cards I taped on the wall. But man,
I had a picture of Jimi Hendrix on stage when he lit his guitar on fire. I had a picture of that on my door.
Well, all of us like that from back in that era because the magazines you would buy would give you a centerfold poster, and then just go to the store, go to the drugstore, the G.C. Murphy's, the whatever, and they got a poster rack to look at.
Yep.
Everybody know you look through that poster rack, and then you find your Magic going hee, and then you like, yeah, let me get that. Oh, the Magic's empty, man. 357's empty, but it used to be so fun. Because I remember G.C. Murphy's, PG Plaza. My mom would go up in there and she'd go ready, go get shopping. And I'm right at the poster rack, boy. Bing, bing. And, it wasn't like 5, 6. There was like 30 posters. Mm-hmm. Maybe even more. It's probably more than that because one on each side. So that was fun. I did posters, but I didn't overdo it.
Oh, I overdid it.
I remember, I think my college room had Ken Griffey Jr., Marshall Faulk, Dion, and Andre Rison.
I had a Dion Florida State joint. I wasn't putting no Dion 49 or a Dion Cowboys on my shit.
No, I think I had the Dion Atlanta joint.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had the one.
Dirty Birds.
Yeah. And then I had the Rison one with the moon in the background. And he had his pads and everything on. It was before Left Eye burnt his house. So.
Bad Moon Rising.
And then I had the San Diego State Marshall Faulk joint.
But it was like sometimes whatever the poster was in the magazine made the decision on whether I was going to go ask my mom to buy me this magazine. And one of my favorite magazines was Slam magazine. It's still made today. I love Slam and I love Kicks. Slam Kicks.
I love Jet.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started on Jet.
I read Jet a couple times. Be some fine honeys in there sometimes.
I ain't never read a Jet magazine article. I just know the centerfold.
Give me a red bone.
Page 43.
And then the back 2 pages was the top 20 or top 30 music joints. That's all I need.
Yeah, the top 20 singles and the top 20 R&B singles and the top 20 R&B albums.
Yep. That's about all I read in the Jet magazine.
That was we had the conversation
Jet
about
articles.
We had the conversation about the Sports Illustrateds and all that. I had a slew of Jets. Like I could look at the cover of the Jet and tell you who the centerfold in the Jet was.
A slew of Jets is an understatement.
Okay, I had a lot of them. My godmother had a subscription, so whenever I went to her house, I would get weeks and weeks of them and take them back to the house. So I knew, like, I would know names.
Jet was that little magazine.
Yeah, right? Like a little pamphlet.
Yeah. Everybody go up to the checkout counter at the grocery store. They get that Jet and they get that TV Guide. Throw that shit on there. You know what I'm saying? TV Guide was a must, man. Because if you ain't get that paper on Sunday, you had to look in the paper every day to find the TV Guide.
Yep.
TV Guide was funny. Shit.
One of the Jet centerfolds from, I think this is like late 90s, early 2000s. And she also did a cover. She did not a cover story. She did an article in, I think it was Black Men's Magazine. I'm following people on Twitter, and she was talking about, she posted it. I was like, oh man, she posted a picture from it, and I was like, yeah, that's Liz Robbins. I remember the article was called Round Robins. She was like, yeah, that's me. I was like, lies. I was like, I've been sitting here having conversations with you. This is the first magazine I showed my son when he was like 1. And he was like, I'm sitting here talking to Liz Robbins. Are you serious? She's like, yeah, that's me. Get the fuck out of here. So I follow Liz Robbins and comment and back and forth with her quite often on Twitter about social topics and sports. Did not know who I was talking to, but I was honored. Earl said I still got my life-size Len Bias joint. I'm still trying to find one. I got
that's cool.
A life-size Stone Cold, but my wife won't let me put it up.
I got the Len Bias magazine up there in the case, but I ain't got no Len Bias poster.
Sam said I had an X-Files, I believe, poster, Body Snatchers 1993 film poster, and life-size Mike Singletary Bears poster.
Ooh, I like this.
Boone said I loved Maxim. Maxim was good.
It was. I had a subscription for like 5 years, man. And it's like Maxim, you can see pictures of fine honeys, you can see food, you can see like watches and stuff. You can see a section where somebody help you with your game. You know, if you ain't getting no chicks. Yeah, that was a cool magazine.
All in that vein, what was it? It was King Magazine.
Never heard of
Black
that.
Men's Magazine. I used to every time a King magazine came out, Black Men's, all that. I was all with that.
I never heard of King.
Sam said I had a Vibe magazine subscription and cut all the Lil Kim and Soleil pictures from my wall.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them Jones. Yeah,
Vibe magazine. Hey,
that's a great what if right there. What if Lil Kim never messes up her face?
Hey, Maddie, you're late, bro.
He was on a plane, man. God damn.
I'm busting chops. God damn.
Hey, man,
girl.
If Lil Kim would have stayed at that 2005 Lil Kim, that's what she should have just left everything alone. 2005, because she was on the cover of King magazine. I still got that King magazine with her on the cover. I still got hers and Christina Milian. I didn't read it for the articles, but Right On was another one of my go-to. That's where most of my posters came from. Right On and Word Up magazine.
Remember that?
I stayed with those.
Midnight Rider used to get his posters out of Teen Beat.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
Maddie said, I just landed in the Baltimore period. I'm scared staying in Cleveland, $40 million a year per ESPN.
He had Mario Lopez on his.
Wow.
And he gonna sit there and say, "Wow."
That's not what I want.
I mean, my bad.
Wow.
We got conference tournaments going on today.
You stupid.
The women's conference tournaments are going on today. Men's don't start till later on in the week. The Sun Belt Conference tournament is starting up right now on the women's side. James Madison versus Coastal Carolina.
JMU.
One's going on right now. Southern Conference tournament. What is that? UNC Gainesville versus Chattanooga. UNC is up 23-17 in the second. The AAC tournament, UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham, the Dragons versus Rice. The Big Sky tournament, Montana versus Northern Colorado. What I miss? What I miss?
Hey, dog, I'm just lunching this morning.
Oh shit! Jack's comments had me saying "wow" too. Yeah, man.
I said, "Wow,
wow."
That's crazy. The Myles Garrett, yeah, 40 million. But hey, and Boone said, "Congrats to them Patriots, co-winners of the A10."
Yep,
that was one of my tournaments to watch on the men's side. The West Coast tournament, Oregon State versus San Francisco is today. The AAC got another tournament game, Tulsa versus Charlotte. The ACC tournament is today at 1 for the women. NC State versus Duke.
That's going to be a banger. Duke went hard against Notre Dame yesterday. That's going to be a hell of a game, man. State ain't got no freebie. Duke's coming in there to play.
And speaking of Mason, the Mason women play St. Joseph's today in the A10 tournament. Then you got the Big Ten tournament today. This is kind of crazy saying this. The Big Ten tournament in the women's side is the championship, 1 versus 2. USC versus UCLA in the Big Ten championship in the tournament.
Which one of them teams beat Maryland?
Can't even tell you.
I thought Maryland was going to be in that.
You're not getting the brevity of the situation. The Big Ten tournament, USC versus UCLA.
Yeah, that's how they roll now.
What? I digress.
Money, baby.
Money.
Did you? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Did you guys catch any? Did you guys catch that St. John's Marquette game yesterday?
Oh, I sure did.
Overtimes, right?
No, that was the Michigan. Not Michigan. What was that? The 4 overtime game was a Big Ten game. Now that St. John's Marquette game was a Big East game. That was the one
overtime.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna tell you something. I had the pleasure of watching that game with my mom yesterday. Now she's supposed to be on the sofa napping. When that game got close, that nap went out the window.
That game was close the whole way.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of back and forth, but she was kind of nodding. But in the second half, and it got down to it, she was like, "Oh my goodness, wait!" And we were sitting there and we were talking, and this is how I know my mom's my mom. She said, "Why would you take a shot like that with that much time on the clock?"
The Connecticut Huskies.
I've been asking that for the longest, Mom. But St. John's pulled it out. That was a good game. The other game was the other game that went into OT. Like, we are definitely in March Madness.
Oh, I told you, sir. I told you that.
Alabama, Auburn.
Yeah, that was another good one.
Was it? That was a good one.
That man, bro. How did we get here?
What do you mean?
Like, we thought Auburn was the number 1 team. Alabama was 7.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn went down on a last-second shot. Like,
yep.
How did we get here?
First of all,
in the better conferences in America, like we said, either Thursday or Tuesday. I think 14 of the 17 teams in the conference have been ranked at some point this season.
NBA minor leagues.
And then they've been I think it's been at least 3 or 4 of them in the top 10 every week.
True. Now, where Auburn screwed up, Ray Sears didn't have that high of a point game like he usually does. I mean, he was contributing in other ways, but you don't let Sears go left. Everybody knows that. It ain't like he, is unheard of. I know the scouting report said, don't let him go left. And that was a pretty floater he hit. I mean, that ball hit the bottom of the net as the light went red, man. So, the senior-led team of Alabama just handled Auburn. Grant Nelson came to play. He had 23 and 8. That youngin, Philon, the freshman, he had 15 points. He was hot as fire. John Broome did what John Broome does, man. He just needs some help. 38 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 5 blocks. Stat sheet stuffer. And then, what's his name? Baker Mazar got kicked out for a flagrant 2. It was bad. It was bad. He pushed the man in the back of his head, then cocked back and caught him again. If he didn't, the first push was a rebounding push, but the second push, he cocked it and hit him again. So he deserved to get kicked out of the game. But that's one of Johnny Broome's running mates right there, and them two worked together real well. But he got ejected about 10 minutes left in the second half, and I think that hurt Auburn more than people think. So Alabama looking sharp at the right time. Senior-led squad. You like that game, Midnight Rider?
Yeah, Sears only had 9 points from what I remember. Of course, 2 being that floater in overtime, but it was just a solid game through and through.
Well, you had some bomb burners yesterday. Houston barely got past Baylor, 65-61. You had the West Coast tournament going on. Pepperdine beats Oregon State 77-73. So, you had some things going on. But I can't wait for Tuesday and we get the JC top 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's
all mixed up.
It's going to be everything that you wanted to be.
I think so. And Maryland looked good yesterday, closing out their regular season with a victory over Northwestern. Northwestern gave them a little bit of go here in the last 8 minutes, and then Maryland just overtook them. Queen had his 13th double-double of the year. Gillespie, Reese, they did what they do. Bench was the same, but I think they only went 6 deep, 7 at the most. So that's what Maryland does. If they can stay out of foul trouble, they might be able to have some fun on the dance floor too. So let's see what they can do in the Big Ten tournament. Some people think they can upset and win the Big Ten tournament. We will see.
Well, before we transition to what you're eating, somebody that didn't look good yesterday? Them Georgetown Warriors. They lost at DePaul 83-77.
Yeah,
they did not look good. Like, bruh. And they gotta play DePaul on Wednesday in the first round of the Big East tournament. Now, granted, Georgetown 17-14, but you might as well not even put on your dancing shoes. They might not get invited to the NIT, but I hear it's another tournament they got out there that's at the end of the month. They got a third tournament.
Yeah, it's a third tournament that
in season championship. What you got? Lakers shit.
It's like a break off of the NIT. So if you can't make it there, they're trying to get you some other thing. It's been in existence probably last. I know I recognized it at least 3 or 4 years ago. I remember seeing something about it.
Well, I heard Big Guy KG say a minute ago that March Madness is here. It really is, because the first ticket has already been punched. Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, attorney newcomer, has punched the first ticket to March Madness this year. So they'll probably be in the play-in game and get stomped and get sent home, you know. But,
well, I can't wait. Next Sunday is Selection Sunday, so of course we will come back. When we come back for the Sunday Rise next Sunday, this is going to be absolutely beautiful because programming note, Monday, I guess about 7:45-ish, next Monday, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, the 17th, we will be filling out our brackets because Selection Sunday is on the 16th. We got to do it on the 17th because the first game is on the 18th. So we got to make sure we get our brackets in. Huh?
Y'all play that where they got to be in by Monday night?
Yeah. The tournament starts on the 18th.
Yeah, I don't really count them sucker games. I usually turn mine in on Thursday. Damn. Yeah, I'll abide by your rules. You know, it's probably going to be something similar to the 142-team fantasy league we played in.
I bet you wouldn't be saying that if you was champion.
Man, I was up there. I was a strong competitor.
Strong competitor, but hey.
If I didn't know
anything, if you ain't got that ring, and I got 2 of them.
Man, y'all closed the trade deadline down on me. Y'all started the draft without me. That's all right. That's all right. Next year, I'll be prepared for y'all. My game comes strong.
I got 2 rings.
No matter what, I got 4. Got 2 in 1 year.
Almost got 2 in 1 year.
I come out of retirement. I come out of retirement and get 3rd place. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost got 2 in 1 year. 2 years ago, I was in the championship game in the Sideline Junkies League, and then I was in the championship game in my work league. And the work league had a $500 pot. My opponent was already finished. All I needed was, I think I had Joe Burrow. So I just needed Joe Burrow to throw 2 completions. And I won the championship.
That was
the DeMar Hamlin game.
Yep.
And so they never made up the game. They never, none of the stats ever went. And they was like, well, what you want to do? And my opponent was like, we can split the money. And I was like, nah, because I was down at the time. And I was like, we got to go by what it is. I lost this game. So I wound up having to forfeit the $500, but it was okay.
Yeah, I played 5 leagues 1 year, and I went to 3 championships, and I won 2 of them. Good times. No, you good? You brought the old man out of retirement. I'm playing fantasy football again. I had a blast. The part that got me the most is the Midnight Rider beat me in the picks every week, man. I had that for the longest time. Midnight Rider swooped on in and beat me.
Hey, man, when it comes to picks, man, I knew what I was doing, man. Started slow. I was in last place midway through the thing, and I was just like,
lucky.
Hey, call it what you want to call it.
Lucky ducky.
You want to know one thing you got to call me? Champ.
Lucky ducky.
Champ.
Well, let me ask this question before we get to the end, because I wanted to ask this. Kevin Keats from NC State has been fired. How do you go from the Final Four a year ago to fired in less than 12 months? Like, we're talking 10 and a half, 11 months. Final Four, and then you're fired.
Why do we do this every time my coach gets fired?
What are we doing here? Because, okay, let me explain. We're doing this because you just were in the Final Four. You have the ebb and flow of college basketball. You got to recruit your players every year. He lost DJ Burns, yes, who kind of rolled with him. But they ran to the Final Four with that, they won 5 games in DC.
We see that.
And then they won another.
You ignore the causality of it. Like, that team he was getting fired that year. It just so happened that team made a run. That was it. He was gone. Team made the run. So the next year he came back and they realized, oh, he is who we thought he was. and they fired him. It's real simple. He was who they thought they were. They didn't get lucky. They didn't pull one out of their ass that time to save his job.
Nick.
Okay. I don't have anything to say. I got nothing. So let's go ahead and start with the gentleman Jack. What you eating today?
Whatever I want, I reckon. Like I say, I'm solo dolo. I'm like the Macaulay Culkin say. I'm home alone. I had some cream chip beef yesterday, though, dog, on some biscuits. Ooh, doggy. And I'm probably gonna have some appetizers, man. I got some leftover wings and some jalapeno poppers. So I'll probably just get down with that, my leftovers. Midnight Rider?
Yeah, this is a quiet day for me. I got some leftover chicken and rice. I'm gonna hook that one up with a little soy sauce. That's about it, man. Nothing crazy today.
Boss?
Man, look, I have no idea. Right now, it's just whiskey. So,
right.
Whiskey.
That's. I need a little whiskey to get me started, help me make decisions the rest of the day.
Oh, good Lord.
So we're not sure what we eating yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're having here. We're having baked pork chops with sweet peppers and onions, steamed lemon broccoli, and overloaded mashed potatoes. And I think she said she's gonna do triple chocolate fudge cake for dessert.
God damn.
For my mom, I am making her baked chicken smothered in cream of mushroom soup. I guess that is with cream of mushroom and 2 baked sweet potatoes. And she said she wanted corn and broccoli.
Oh, we got some big messages or comments to get through.
Sam said, yo, where's the soy sauce, B? From Paid in Full. Celinda Carr said, tell Jack it's his turn to cook at our house.
I'm hitting leftovers, girlfriend.
Hold on. A couple comments that I missed. Shout out to the Alabama yesterday. The underdog is now the top dog. Hoosiers. That shit went to 7 OTs. Boone said Rick Pitino a vampire. He's been coaching since the 1700s. Hell of a job with St. John's. Old Ricker Ferratu. Sam said I changed my bet so many times on that game and still lost. And he said sweet potato waffle fries and a Hawaiian grilled chicken sandwich with pico de gallo. Ooh, that sounds good.
That does sound good.
Man, damn. We made a show out of no show and still did it.
Hold up. J Dub says Lido Pizza for me. So glad we have a Lido down here in Myrtle Beach now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't know that was a Maryland thing until I went out of town. And I was like, all right, it's no Lido's around. That's a Maryland thing. But it started up by the University of Maryland. It started in College Park.
Mm-hmm. Greenbelt Road.
I'm going to tell you something. If you go to Lido's, now their pizza is great. But go to Lido's, dine in, and get a sandwich. They have a steak and cheese sandwich that is absolutely amazing. And it'll make you beg for more. It's that daggone good. The bread's soft. It's tender. Where? At Lido's.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. I like Three Brothers joint better.
I've never had a sandwich from Three Brothers. I've had wings, salad, and pizza because I can't get past. I'd be so full, I can't get past anything else.
Don't get no appetizer. Get that chicken parm sandwich sub. Ooh, man. Cookie. Cookie.
You talking about
what that cheesesteak?
The wings are great. The salad is awesome. And then the pizza, unmatched. I can't get past that. I can't do it. What was the other place? There's another place that I got a good sandwich at. I ain't had a good cold cut sandwich since I went to Dietrich's up in Laval outside of Cumberland.
I'm gonna tell you,
but I had to search for that. I'll drive 2.5 hours to get that sandwich.
Brandywine, Brandywine, New York Deli.
I know what I haven't ate there yet. I do want to eat there.
Sub is huge.
It's humongous. $15. Jump banging.
Now I'll tell you this. BJ, you can attest for it. That sandwich from Dietrich's. That thing like you can't see my hands. That thing like that big.
It's money.
Man, you can scrape some of the meat and the toppings off and make a whole nother sandwich with it and still got a sandwich.
Man, you ain't talking about nothing but the Super G from Mac Leonardo's on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Man. Jack Wagner said, yes, they do. I love the steak and cheese from Lido's. Oh, man, this is awesome. Sam says, shout out to all the Sideline Junkie peeps that watch the replay. Yeah, please.
Jack Wagner, we got to tell him about Cosmos. Cosmos was the shit up there in Bladensburg. That high-rise business office building right there across from
Park Place Towers.
Across from Hojo's.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Cosmos sandwich was unreal.
Me and Moms was talking about that yesterday. They had a club sandwich. Their club sandwich was like
club sandwich this big.
Yep. And Richard said, Jack's right, but you got to go to the Three Brothers in Bladensburg, the one on Kenilworth Avenue. Now, see, it's only Three Brothers I go to is the one on Kenilworth Avenue and the one in Beltway Plaza. Those are only two. Every other one I've ever been to, I've been disappointed.
Yeah, that's right, Rich. Got to go down there and see. What's Short Dog's name back there behind the bar again? You got. Why am I blanking on his name, Rich? Old man stuff.
But what was that? This is crazy.
Oh, his name's Saba. That's what his name is.
I was looking for a new car. This is back in 2017. I was out. Me and BJ was out looking for a new car. The car dealership that's across the street. And yeah, Richard said Saba. We were across the street at the car dealership, and I was looking at a 2011 Nissan Altima. And I'm playing the game like I ain't got no money and stuff like that, trying to talk the dude down. So we went across there and got daggone Three Brothers. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't think I ever told BJ this, man. I wasn't even worried about that daggone car. I got Three Brothers in my system, man. Fuck that car. I'm gonna be honest with that. Sam said, hook it up with a gyro burger and barbecue rib tips. J Dub says, you can never go wrong with Three Brothers and a delicious calzone and stromboli.
Yes, sir.
The best calzone and stromboli I've ever had was Mama Lucia. Used to be right here on Old Silver Hill Road in Marlboro Pike.
Yeah, I get down on the chair. They got one down South County too, in Calvert County.
Sam said those ghetto spots in the hood be having the best foods. The thicker the bulletproof glass, the better the food is.
Give me my change. Give me my grape soda.
Back in the day, love Cosmos, what J Dub said. Man, my mom swore by that place.
I'm telling you, my boy Boo would go in there and get his sandwich, and then he go get a loaf of bread, and he make his lunch for the week out of that one sandwich.
No
bullshit. And they weren't, they were $7 sandwiches back then. That wasn't bad.
But they were good. And then they gave you a shit ton of fries to go with them.
And I mean, fresh shaved meat too. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no meat up out of the package. This shit was shaved right there, man. Yeah, that was the best spot. I wish I could have enjoyed that spot longer.
Yeah, agreed. And Richard said Cosmo had the best BLT ever. And shout out to the restaurant, to that restaurant that was actually a low-key illegal strip club till it got raided and shut down. You must be talking about you must be talking about the Skylark. Or someplace, if you ever in Virginia, well, Skylark had good chicken wings, but you know, if you ever in Virginia and you want to get a little entertainment, but you want to get a good steak, Crystal City Gentlemen's Club.
Wasn't Skylark small?
Nah, Skylark was pretty big.
What was that joint off Georgia Avenue there, just to the right of say
that was the Penthouse.
Was that one small?
Yeah. It's still in.
I was the only white boy in that joint one time, man.
It's still in.
It's crazy.
Boone said, does anyone make chicken sandwiches with mumbo sauce?
I do.
You can ask for
it.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, you get the mumbo, the Cap City mumbo. Get you a nice chicken. Either get a chicken breast,
chicken thighs.
I normally cut the chicken breast in half and like butterfly it and cook it that way.
Yeah, we do that. We do mumbo sauce on our chicken. Well, I do mumbo sauce on some ribs sometime too. Mumbo sauce just sticking, man.
And we do it on burgers.
I ain't done that yet.
Yeah, on burgers, it's good. It's definitely good on burgers. Sam said Nissan Altima nice. Figured you for a Chrysler 300 guy. Nah.
Ooh, I like 300.
The Altima was good for what it was because I liked it. But I'm a big car guy, like big cars. Like I'm talking Crown Vics, Grand Marquis. I'm talking what you call them, BJ? Land yachts. That's where I'm at. I'm with land yachts. That's what I love to drive.
Land yachts. You hit a bump on the road, you still bumping up and down 5 miles down the road. It still ain't settled down.
Nah. My cousin had that big joint. He had the Coupe de Ville, which we called the Coupe de Chill. And then his nephew had the Broham. So we had some big old Cadillacs over my cousin's house at one point. You sit in the back.
Definitely no Skylark.
I'm with JoJo. I've gone to the Skylark once or twice. And
that old school Skylark's tight, like a 70. 69.
Oh, we talking about the Skylark, the club, dog.
Oh. My bad. No, I ain't never been. I thought I'd been to the Skylark, but I haven't. The joint I went to was on Georgia Avenue. So
it's a small joint on Georgia Ave. That's not Georgia Ave.
I mean, it was small.
It might be the spot called Owls. AL''S.
Yeah, it was small. Stage was big as the hood of your car. Probably 8 to 10 people sit at the bar, and that was about it. And the bathroom, you had to walk by everybody at the bar to go to the bathroom. And of course, I had to powder my nose, so I had to have some good times in some of them establishments in DC.
JoJo said Ebony Inn was it the food and strip club at night? Yeah. So they said some of the best ribs from the Ebony Inn.
Really?
LOL the mother. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's what I heard. Sam said, yeah, I had a 96 all-black Crown Vic back in the day. People gave me mad respect. The ladies always wanted to ride, I bet. Bench seat, baby. JoJo said, I stayed in the Skylark. Hey, we aging ourselves with that, man.
You sure is.
All right, let's get on up out of here. Get cooking, get cracking. The boss BJ look like he already in the kitchen. So for the gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, the boss BJ, I'm the big guy KG. Hey y'all, we did the overtime, but it was fun. Hopefully everybody enjoys their Sunday. Thanks for starting off your week with us. What's up, Jack?
Yeah, man, there's one thing I wanted to put in. It's NBA news. I know we didn't talk NBA, but Nikola Jokic had a 30, 20, and 20 game, man. That was unreal. He had a triple-double in each half, man. So, sorry. Let's wrap it up, B.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. And
that was an unreal game, guys. I mean, I thought we had to say something about that today.
we were talking college basketball. I don't think this was said, but St. Thomas, who's playing for a conference championship, will not be allowed to play in the conference and the NCAA tournament because they went from Division II to Division I, so they have to sit out a year, which is a bogus rule. They are getting ready to win their tournament, and you cannot play. You can't even punch your ticket.
I don't think that's fair. Why not, dude? You're jumping from a lower level to a supposed to be the highest level. So why can't you cash in your first year? That don't make any sense.
They did it 2 years in a row. Last year it was JMU for football. They did a conference. I mean, they couldn't go to a bowl game because of it. It's because the NCAA is a bunch of idiots and the rules are antiquated. And none of the people in charge actually care about the sport. All they care about is the money they bring in.
Got it.
True that.
DJ still here? Good show, fellas.
Oh,
everybody have a good week.
Oh, man.
And JoJo said Holmes and Saw had a double Wiz. And the Wiz won the other night, too.
Oh, boy.
V. Williams says, good job, wings the day. Information great. Thank you, V. Thank you. All right. So with that being said, we out of here.